I thought I'd just do a neat little model stash video here. So here first we have a very nostalgic thing here. I never had this as a kid, but when I went into KB Toys or any hobby store at the time, this is exactly what your model kits would look like with this awesome Snap-Tite logo. I remember that very well. But yeah, I got a neat little Corvette. I always loved how these boxes looked, and that they looked on the boxes, and I really want to paint this up to look as close to on this box as I possibly can, which won't be too hard. So, a neat little Snap-Tite Corvette. They're selling these on eBay. I don't know why, but tons of people have these. At least a few months ago they did, and selling them fairly cheap. We actually have the original price tag, and it's hard to read, but that says $5.50 on it. So that is not how much he was asking, but neat little Snap-Tite Corvette, 1979. So this is as old as my little sister. So we have this. We have another Snap-Tite, a neat little 280ZX. Some of my favorite Datsuns, the old Nissans, from the 70s into the 80s, early 80s. This is what the 280ZX is. This is what they look like. Pretty cool little kit. We'll be painting with these colors. It's going to be actually the blue and silver variant. So I always loved these cars. I love the way it looks from the back too. So it's a neat little Nissan here. And we have a, let's see if I can grab this, a very simple Snap-Tite Rusty Wallace. This Thunderbird, somewhere in the 90s, maybe 90s. Let's see. It doesn't say here. What does it say here? Ah. Oh, this is a 80s car? I guess it sort of looks like an 80s Thunderbird. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, so this is a very, very basic kit. It's the decals aren't decals; they're actually stickers. So it'll be neat to put this together. It'll be a nice little short build. Rusty Wallace being one of my favorite drivers, my second favorite driver. This is getting tall. Let's see. Now I have this neat little 1981. Again, going back to the 80s for this cool little Datsun. It is molded in this tan, and I don't think I'm going to paint it because it just looks too cool. Unfortunately, it's being a used kit. Ooh, that sounded great. It did not come with decals, and the steering wheel was missing. But yeah, this is from 1981. This $1.50 coupon that's actually, it has the old yellowing thing here. Here it is. There we go. A coupon's still in here. Unfortunately, I think it has expired. And right before I turned 6. Man. And it fell on the floor. I will get that later. But yeah, as you can see, it's this really cool tan. That's shown in camera and not off camera. So I really like this this tan color. And you can see they kind of partially assembled it. I will be, well, hold on here. I did test assemble this truck once already, just to see what it looked like. Let's put this back in. But it kind of ticked me off that it didn't have the steering wheel, and especially those decals, because that looks really cool. So what I did is I just bought the reissue of this truck. So now I have the steering wheel. and the decal sheet. So, which is nice because some of the decals, like these up here and these, are the correct color. These, however, as you can see, are not the correct color. They don't match. So what I'll be doing is scanning these in the computer and changing their color to match this color in Photoshop, and I'll be printing them out. So, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this truck, but yeah. So there's these two. And this does have a Nissan engine in it, I believe. So, Datsun, Nissan, and we have one of my favorite NASCAR driver when I was a kid, the King, Richard Petty, and this is one of my favorite cars of his. So, and I didn't realize it when I bought this because I just thought, oh, that's cool, Richard Petty. It's his 1984 and 85 Pontiac. But I actually, once I looked at the box and kind of flipped it on the side and I just saw these pictures, I realized that yes, I had this car because I remember putting this cage together and it was a pain in the butt. But I was 9 at the time, so so yeah, this is a really cool car. Also, what's cool about this car is I was into slot cars at the time, and I had the slot car version of this car. Not only did I have the slot car version of this car, I had the slot car version of this. I forgot who drove the Hardee's car, but I did have the slot car Hardee's car. And not only that, my mom at the time drove this vintage era kind of a, it was an 83 or an 82, but it was this, it almost looked identical, the same Pontiac. In fact, I remember sitting in the back seat and looking out these windows, because back then kids sat in the back seat, and we didn't wear our seatbelts either. So there. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I love this car. I love Richard Petty. I have to mix up some Petty Blue or find some online, a Dayglow Red. But yeah, man, this thing is going to look really cool. And last but not least, I don't know how I'm going to pick this up, but oh, I have bought it again. It is actually right up there. As you can see, there it is right there. But it is also right here because I love this car. The one up on the shelf is the 2010 release, and this is the later release. I know because I still have the box for the other one, and they took out the picture of the Confederate flag on this one. So, yeah, on my original box, there's a little picture of the decal sheet, and it's got the Confederate flag on there. So, and they also left it off that this is a new shot of the car. These are the original 80s pictures of the car. I very much so remember these. I did have this as a kid once or twice. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, and actually this is the prototype. And those rims are very, very incorrect. However, they do look really cool. And you see the big Goodyear branding on the tires there. Which are not on the new ones. And these are the correct, or more correct rims. So, I got this on eBay, and the seller who was selling it for like $16. And so, I bought another one. What I was going to do is I wasn't going to build this as the General Lee, but I was going to do a project with it. But I have another idea. I'm going to use I want to build a 1/16 scale car, but I don't want to use the Charger. I want to use another 1/16 scale car. So I have to find one. Same vintage, I'm hoping, from the 80s. So that is the model stash as it stands right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to build next still. I kind of want to sink my teeth into this neat little Snap-Tight Corvette, which won't come off. Will it? Will you be nice? love doing things with one hand. Just want to... There we go. So I kept the cellophane because I'm weird. But yeah, it's a neat little Lego body. This is a neat little car. I don't think I'm going to paint the body, but I'm going to paint the details. So yeah, it's really, really simple, as these cars and Snap Tights were. Really simple. Oop, that broke off. The suspension did. And the glass there, and yeah. And then the frame there, it's a curb kit. Nice little interior. It's fairly detailed for a little Snap Tight kit. Man, everything's down here getting in the way. It does have a optional hood vent if you didn't want to put the blower on. So yeah, just gotta put everything back so it'll close. So I'm thinking about this one here because it's pretty simple to paint up. I have most of the colors. I think I just need the gunmetal for the exhaust here. So that is it for the stash currently. I am looking at getting an Ecto 1 sometime here in the future too. And there's as I said, my project car. I'm really hoping, I'm not watching the new Star Trek series, but I really like the design of the ships, especially the Enterprise, so I really hope they release that as a model. But I'm rambling now, so I'll check you guys in the next video.